From what we've seen in playoffs, it has been shooty on that Ziggs. Smolder's also been something, particularly in the mid lane, not really bot showing up. That's going to be locked in immediately. And the question really is going to be, what is FAKER going to play on this? So obviously going to share the Ziggs, and they also get that Sejuani. So with a lot of junglers banned out, wanted to lock that one in for Owner.
The Ivern is still available here for Peanut. He has looked like one of our best junglers on the pick. Also, most likely the Smolder is going to go mid. There is, of course, some flex potential. I feel like Smolder in the solo lanes does feel a lot stronger right now. But given the fact that Doran has pulled out Akshan at some point, I feel like he'll be down for anything. And the Ivern shouldn't come as a surprise, although that's a very different look. But something that Peanut has run games on throughout the last couple of years.
Yeah, technically could be a flex if they want to put a support. We've seen a bit of that, but not too much of it recently. But definitely a pick that Peanut's confident in. Often we see him leaning heavily into side lanes on the back of this pick. So ensuring you have a decent matchup is important. Now, I don't really like the Ashe here. I think the Jhin is a much better pick. Ashe, you know, you're never going to get into auto range against the Ziggs, and it's so easy to explode him. Ziggs, you can unload with your ult from a distance. And, I mean, if Ziggs does throw an ult onto you when you're ulting, the follow-up probably isn't there in the first
comes
place.
out. Note that FAKER has not picked his pick just yet. They take the Tristana, Azir, and Corki away. Also could be flexed, but definitely feels like something FAKER would play as some hovers coming in from Guma. We already have the Ziggs, and we're just thinking about what is FAKER going to play, as they should be saving counter pick for Zeus in the top lane. And
so,
maybe it's just...
Yeah, I imagine it's the APA special, right?
Yeah.
Captain America showing his face here with the Ziggs coming through, most likely the mid lane, unless it's mid CAITLYN, which, given that you have Guma on your team, I hope not.
Probably not, you know.
Playing the Smolder, you know.
Hey, we're in an 80 carry mid lane meta. I gotta mention it at least.
But to me, this just screams tower taking potential. You know, you have a CAITLYN lane in the bot lane. It's obviously not a hugely favorable matchup, but if you get an advantage there, if you lay a CC onto the Bard, get some kill leads, start taking plates in the bot lane, move the Ziggs over and secure. So clear plan coming out from T1 here. The Bard for Delight, they're pretty cool. Not something we typically see from him in terms of his wheelhouse. Not a big ranged support player. And then it will be that Jax for Doran being locked in. So Zeus is counter pick in this situation.
Would be some poetic justice if Zeus ends up bringing out the Gragas. Definitely AP Gragas, one of the matchups that can really bully the Jax. I do like the Jax. I think both Doran had a really good game on it, but also it plays well into a lot of the bullies that normally Zeus likes to go into. And this is a pick that he has obviously been historically great on. It's a pick that he debuted on and looked incredible on. But that's not really what I think you were looking for with an R5 counter pick. Because this still feels like a skill matchup that can go either way depending on jungle intervention.
Yeah, it kind of feels to me that T1, with the flex of the Ziggs and the CAITLYN coming in, want to direct a lot of attention towards the bot lane, and they're fine with Zeus just having a matchup he feels confident in. Obviously, the Gnar can take priority pretty comfortably in this matchup, but it's not really something that we expect to crush the Jax. It'd be interesting to see as well, though.
I think swap. By the way, Guma's playing Ziggs.
So they are swapping it now and put the CAITLYN
in the... See how it works out as we are ready. Let's hop into the rip for game number 1 of the lower finals. Alrighty, here we go. Game number 1. And it looks like we're face-checking some brushes here as FAKER, he's going to net over the wall. Has to take a net at level 1.
Yeah, I haven't really seen the Smolder CAITLYN matchup very much in the mid lane, but I imagine that's not how you want to start it, having to go your net level 1. Fortunately, should have time to recall and get back to lane, but...
Nice little engage from the Leona, but not going to overdo it. As FAKER's getting in there, he does hit the net, and it is a pretty good trade here, all things considered. This is the first time we have ever seen CAITLYN mid by anybody in the LCK.
Bringing it out. I was about to say, there it is.
There it is.
We knew the graphic was coming. What I want to see, though, we haven't talked about this yet, towards this top side of the map.
Yeah, really important. I feel like the diving like a mini Gnar
Peanut.
is such a bread and butter play.
I would not put it past him to flash some walls and try to get in onto FAKER, as there's the magical journey. FAKER, does he know he's in trouble? He will flash away. And that's going to be Peanut trading flashes with mid lane CAITLYN. You'll take that.
Yeah, especially Peanut has Hex Flash, so, you know, as Atlas always
See just how much pressure we see on these grubs. For now, we do see owners going to the Drake, and Peanut has started them, so T1 are going to be giving up the grubs.
Do have Carrier on a roam here towards topside. See if they can get a lane gank as this crash comes through. But Delight and Peanut are both in the area. Do also know that obviously with the ultimate or of the portal, it's going to be really easy to come through, as we do have SACA harassing a little bit here.
Yeah, this is kind of risky because it feels like Carrier went top to cover Zeus, because obviously HLE are leaning top for the grubs, but now Zeka
he's going in there. He's 1v3. He's like, no, I've got Mom. And he's just going to push them up. He buys enough time. And now HANWHA Esports rotate over. And they're going to get both as, yep, there's the smite. They take down the Drake. And HANWHA Esports enjoy both objectives.
So if owner is 6, then Zeka can't be that far up. Doesn't have cleanse, would only be able to flash. But without an ultimate available, there's not all you can do is Peanut.
Yep, Hex flashing in, and actually just going to real flash on top of FAKER here, and that is going to be FAKER in a ton of trouble. Owner does make his way over, but that's first blood given over to the Smolder in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on top, Doran going to force a flash. He does trade, but takes the win in this 1v1.
From the side of HLE, and Light will find owner here.
Yeah, in the 1v1 and maybe a 2v1, Delight is not going to win. Even a headshot, or rather a ace in the hole coming in from down the lane. Delight just says, well, I'll just flash. I mean, just a level 5 bard. I'm not really that threatening. Here is a dive on the top lane. Doran is going to get flashed on by Carrier, and a bunch of damage goes into this Jax as Zeus will take him down, and they do get revenge for him.
Good move coming out there, stacking up either Sejuani passive or the Leona Q. Now, HLE going for the grubs again, and it looks like T1 want to try and stop them from getting the full 6.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting that T1 just really don't have much presence on these grubs. I mean, they're fighting to get 1 at this point in time, maybe 2. With their CAITLYN Ziggs combo, and they should be able to get 2 unless HANWHA Esports have a big plan invested here.
Doran does have his TP available, so he can join, but it looks like HANWHA. Oh!
Peanut had smite, and he's going to take number 5, so that's 5
is.
grubs
TP
for the set of HANWHA Esports. Here's the TP, as you mentioned, getting right into that backline. The Ziggs, Scuba, he's all alone. Down he will go, and that's a bonus kill as well for HANWHA Esports on top of everything.
Got the one grub, but giving up so much pressure there. Carrier,
he'll execute on this.
yeah, he avoided the damage.
I'm just now noticing as well that Delight is playing Carrier skin, because that was a T1 Bard ultimate that I saw there. So, very cute there. Yeah, ends up being, like, obviously the execute doesn't give kill gold over, but it still takes your support on the map. Might open a play for T1, and really big here is as well that Zeka is able to just roam down bot, catch the bot wave, so there isn't really a cross-map opportunity as Guma is Ziggs, but doesn't have his ultimate right now.
Oh boy. I mean, there's no TPs. He's alone. There's 3 people here for HANWHA Esports. There's just no way for Guma to get out of this situation as Peanut and Delight set up yet another kill. And yes, T1 will get the dragon, but HANWHA Esports really snowballing their lead.
And that's the window of Carrier not being on the map. You see HANWHA get the people where they need to be, and Peanut on the Poppy, again, finding an opening.
And you know, HLE already have a dragon, so they're willing to give up the second one and focus on getting gold
Infernal
onto
Soul.
this Jhin. Infernal Soul, yeah, you know.
2 dragons. That's a first for mid CAITLYN, which I guess is a first in general.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk a lot about the CAITLYN mid-game sort of power trough, but particularly if you go on IE first, that it's not going to feel super rewarding until, well, either you get lucky and get a crit, or until you got some more items to back it up.
It is the old build, right? Like way back in the day, the CAITLYN just, you know, just go IE, and then eventually you do matter. So maybe FAKER digging into those old memories. We'll see if it works out for him. He will be building more crit, of course, but yeah, I mean, HANWHA Esports, in terms of their map impacts, it feels like they're the team with the Ziggs, when obviously they don't have Ziggs, but they are just taking all the turrets. They're taking the entire map at this point in time. They get the first top one, they get this inner one immediately with double demolish, it looks like, coming in there, as well as the Rift Herald. Huge value with all the objectives they're getting.
Already a counterpunch for T1. They're gonna get a turret.
And they've started to push in and contest this control. There's still Banana Brush in favor of T1, but this line of traps is a lot less intimidating when it's on the other side of the Dragon Pit.
Delight able to find, not really a direct engage, but still getting a really big summoner out of the way right from the get-go. Ziggs, obviously outside of a satchel, can be by the mobile as Dragon started up here. HANWHA Live, they are looking to contest very aggressively. Look at the Narbar for Zeus is full. Mega now available.
Yeah, and the early pick of Poppy, as by the way, Solar Flare is down and this engage under the light looks kind of pitiful. But that very early Poppy pick is going to be fantastic about just running straight at the objective and saying, okay, well, Sejuani can't do anything, Leona can't do anything. How are you going to engage? But now it's actually HANWHA Live Esports that engage onto the Leona themselves. Generally not a good idea, but they will force the flash of Keria. And now the Jin ult is coming out, just trying to zone them away. T1 thinking about getting on in here, but Peanut just going to launch Owner into the sky, and that is going to be the Infernal Drake already in the hands of HANWHA Live. Flash on in from Peanut, looking for more, but he's going to take a ton of damage. He goes Keria, though. He is extremely low. And now we've got Doran on the flank. Zeus does not have Meganar, and SACA is just farming the stacks right now, as it's a very broken up fight. Nobody is going to die yet. But now Doran in a bit of trouble. He's got to flash away, and just barely is going to walk this one off.
Very scrappy fight with the way it ended up playing out. You know, some little mistakes here and there from both sides, but no one ends up going down.
No one dies.
But even though they made some mistakes, they didn't get punished as much as they could. Speaking of punished,
this is very weird, the setup. Delight in a bit of trouble. He's just trying to walk this one off. He doesn't have flash. There is a magical tourney, but now we got TP coming in. Zeus, he wants this, but he's just going to get stunned up against the wall. And flash on in, the ace in the hole, Delight, he's got a shield. Here comes the rest of the team. His owner gonna throw an ult, and they finally take out Delight.
That's a lot invested though, just to kill the Bard. If they don't turn this into something else, I don't think that's necessarily worth, because Doran on the other end of the map getting a turret.
Feels like one of those plays where you keep committing because it would feel bad not
going
to get
down in the side lane, but I do think he's really cleaned up play in the recent series. We'll see if T1 can use that as a pressure point. Here we go again.
Uh-oh, Guma, he has flash. He's not going to use it this time. Finally will use it. There's Bomb from the sky as well, and now Peanut just running away from this one. Owner going to throw an ult, as a lot of these fights very much on a nice edge, but that is a Poppy as the satchel comes in. You can't kill the Poppy at this point in time, but they're going to force HANWHA Live Esports back, and HANWHA Live themselves not able to get too much out of the trade either. They do force Peanut to flash away. He's going to pull out the helicopter, just threaten it here to save this turret. And now he will go for a bat.
potentially having to burn his flash again, not ideal. And they do try and focus on Peanut, but they just didn't have the damage available there. You know, a lot of burst, even the CAITLYN as well.
Doran stepping on a trap, and he nearly dies. He's going to be forced out of this one, and he just TP'd in the mid. So now he doesn't exist, and T1 have their sights on something here. Maybe the Baron. Gonna throw it off, and he's going to hit him! Doran doesn't even flash out of that when he leaps, but he dies mid-leap.
And there we go. T1, they're making the call for the Nash here. They don't care about Dragon. They want to try and take a decisive lead. Peanut's there though, with his ults available. They can't let him near the pit.
No Jingle for Viper, and he's super low. This is so hard to contest.
The zone control.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about this. I mean, it's a very early Baron, but yeah, HANWHA Live Esports say, okay, we just have to take mid tier 1, and that's about it. Maybe to get the Dragon, but T1 will get this Baron off the map. There it goes. And now they're going to be running towards the Dragon and looking to fight again.
Oh, I don't know if they'll be in time. This is going down quick.
They're going to ult Carol away, but he comes back from the sky, and now he's trying to get something going here, as it is going to be the fight and the magical journey out. HANWHA Live Esports, they do get this one, and now they're going to turn as Keria is going in. He wants to open this fight, but Peanut is just providing the door, and Delight thinking about the disengage. Not sure if they want to continue on this one, but the Smolder is online. The executions are beginning as HANWHA Live Esports are running T1 away from this one. T1, you just got a Baron, but they overchase, and HANWHA Live Esports will punish them.
T1 not allowing Yanar to do anything. Faker was backing at the start of that play.
T1 trying to engage here, but it's not really working. Remember, they still have some Baron. And yeah, they're finally going to take down this mid-tier 1, which they have been working on for quite a while, but this time the siege will work out.
Just some Baron
fights, because there's so much lockdown, so much defensive peel, and then you're just going to get burned through by this Smolder. You see them setting up for this bot lane tier 2.
I mean, Zeus is trying his best. There's the lockdown, though, onto FAKER. He's in a lot of trouble, and now they're going to knock away Owner. There's no protection for the CAITLYN. Down will go FAKER here in the front line. Peanut thinking about continuing on this one. Here comes the flash, the slow onto Guma, who does have his flash, but still trying to continue on this one. Big solar flare, and now Meganar coming on in, but the Sterix is gone, and they're just going to give him up. Down will go Zeus. And that is another kill here. A shutdown to Smolder, and another engage comes in from Peanut. And how about another one? They're looking for Carrier as well, as he will be taken down. It is a very long lane fight, but it is 4 kills to HANWHA Live Esports.
And they could be looking towards the end. FAKER's going to be up in 15, but I don't know if he alone is enough. Wave clear, 5 members still here for HANWHA Live. And it looks like a game number 1, everything going as expected.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. We'll see if HANWHA Live Esports actually do push for the end. It looks like they're kind of backing off of the inhibitor for now, so they'll just take the free inhibitor after that big fight and back away and take the entire jungle. They're not going to try to end just yet.
That is a colossal win as we are about to head into a must-win fight for T1, because HANWHA Live, if they can get this soul, it's over.
Trying to take out Delight. He is going to be caught. They get him. And they use a lot of their CC to take him down, but that is going to give the advantage here to T1. 5 members to 4. Now, HANWHA Live Esports still have their carries. They still have a front line, and they're still very far ahead. So it looks like they want to just fight for this one. Doran just jumping on in. Doesn't even care. It's a 4v4 right now as the TP from Zeus is late, and the execution will come in. And look at the damage right now from the side of HANWHA Live. They take down 2, and Zeus can't even kill a measly Jin in the backline by himself. It's a totally broken up fight, and that will absolutely favor HANWHA Live Esports. As you know, the last fight was very one-sided. This one, even more so. And it was eventually a 4v5 as owner will go down, and it should be Infernal Soul or just the game win to the side of HANWHA Live Esports.
Not much you can do in this situation. Owner trying to survive as long as he can, but the rest of the team are heading over to try and end the game.
And this is going to do it. It's going to be the end of game 1. I mean, it's 15-4. It is a very one-sided start to this one. And there's not much else you can say. Some interesting picks from T1, but at the end of the day, it's good old reliable Smolder and the Poppy as well from Peanut to get the job done, as very dominant game 1 win here to the side of HANWHA Live Esports to start off.